Mazda CX-5. Bigger dimensions, fewer buttons, a shift in philosophy. The fully redesigned 2026 Mazda CX-5 is not merely a facelift. It signals a meaningful strategic shift for Mazda in the compact SUV segment. For years, the CX-5 has stood as one of the brand's best-selling and most respected models, widely praised for its balanced styling, engaging road manners, and driver-centric cabin philosophy. With this new generation, however, Mazda clearly pivots toward a more technology-driven, screen-forward experience. A move that feels contemporary on paper, yet inevitably sparks debate among longtime enthusiasts. From the outside, the growth in size is immediately apparent. The vehicle now sits with a more planted, confident stance, supported by an extended wheelbase and increased overall length. These changes are not purely cosmetic. They deliver tangible, real-world benefits. Up front, slimmer headlights modernize the face, while the bold Mazda rear lettering replaces the traditional badge, creating a cleaner and more upscale visual identity. Gloss black trim around the rear bumper and wheel arches, particularly on higher trims, adds welcome visual aggression, though owners may find these surfaces more susceptible to scratches during everyday cargo use. Finished in crystal soul red metallic, the CX-5 continues to rank among the most visually striking entries in the segment. While some purists may prefer the outgoing model's headlight signature, the redesign overall feels evolutionary rather than radical, carefully modernized without abandoning familiarity. The dimensional increase pays clear dividends in daily usability. Rear doors now open nearly 90 degrees, making entry and exit noticeably easier. Access points are wider, rear legroom has improved, and installing child seats requires less maneuvering than before. Mazda reports measurable gains in rear knee and shoulder space, and passengers over 6 feet tall will genuinely notice the improvement. Cargo capacity has also expanded, and the larger tailgate opening enhances practicality for families, commuters, and active lifestyles alike. The most dramatic shift, however, occurs inside the cabin, and this is where opinions sharply diverge. Mazda has removed its long-standing rotary command dial, a signature interface element that once differentiated the brand from competitors. In its place sits a large, fully touchscreen-based infotainment system with Google built-in integration. Physical climate controls, the traditional volume knob, and several tactile buttons have been eliminated. While this approach aligns with modern interior trends, real-world ergonomics tell a more nuanced story. Drivers must now rely on the screen for routine tasks such as adjusting temperature, activating heated or ventilated seats, or switching media sources. Without a physical volume knob, even minor adjustments require more visual attention. The steering wheel's touch-sensitive controls, while visually clean, can occasionally misinterpret inputs, potentially leading to unintended changes. In everyday driving, this setup may draw more attention away from the road than the outgoing system did. To Mazda's credit, the Google integration itself performs well. Built-in navigation is quick and responsive, mapping loads smoothly, and the available 360-degree camera system provides sharp, high-resolution imagery. The interface overall feels fast and contemporary. That said, certain graphical elements still show room for refinement, including minor resolution inconsistencies and edge rendering that could benefit from future software updates. Lower trims receive a smaller version of the same interface, but because the layout simply scales down, on-screen buttons become noticeably harder to press accurately, meaning the downgrade does not necessarily improve usability. Under the hood, the 2026 CX-5 currently launches with a single 2.5-liter naturally aspirated four-cylinder engine producing 187 horsepower and 185 pound-feet of torque. For everyday commuting, performance is perfectly adequate, neither sluggish nor particularly exciting. However, drivers accustomed to the previous turbocharged option may perceive this as a step backward. Mazda has confirmed that this generation will not receive a turbo variant. Acceleration remains smooth and predictable, and importantly, Mazda retains a conventional 6-speed automatic transmission rather than moving to a CVT. Throttle response feels natural and linear, especially in urban driving scenarios. Crucially, Mazda has preserved the characteristic that has long defined the CX-5, engaging driving dynamics. Steering remains precise and communicative, body control through corners feels composed, and the suspension tuning strikes an excellent balance between ride comfort and handling confidence. In this regard, the new CX-5 continues to outperform many mainstream rivals when it comes to driver involvement. Comfort has improved thanks to redesigned seats that feel softer and better suited for long-distance travel. Cabin materials remain impressive for the class, delivering a near-premium ambiance. However, some tactile elements, including the steering wheel design and certain plastic switchgear, no longer feel quite as mechanically satisfying as before. The heated steering wheel still warms only the left and right sections, leaving the top and bottom cool, a small but noticeable detail during winter use. Pricing begins at approximately $29,990 USD and rises to around $38,990 USD for higher trims. Notably, many desirable features, including the larger display, 360-degree camera, panoramic sunroof, advanced lighting elements, and paddle shifters, are restricted to upper trims. This packaging strategy may naturally push many buyers toward more expensive configurations. Against its key competitors, the landscape becomes particularly interesting. The Toyota RAV4 continues to offer strong hybrid efficiency alongside a more balanced mix of physical and digital controls. The Honda CR-V remains a benchmark for interior space and family-friendly comfort. Even within Mazda's own showroom, the Mazda CX-5 retains the rotary controller and a more traditional control philosophy, which may appeal more strongly to longtime Mazda loyalists. In the final analysis, the 2026 Mazda CX-5 grows in size, practicality, and technological presence. But it also moves slightly away from the pure driver-first philosophy that once defined it. For new buyers seeking a modern, screen-centric SUV, this evolution may feel perfectly timed. For returning owners who valued tactile interaction and analog engagement, it may feel like a compromise. Mazda is clearly responding to shifting market expectations. Yet one question quietly remains. In the race toward digital minimalism, has everyday usability taken a back